The crane scanned the room with a deft, grossy sweep. The corpse was no different than the dozens he'd seen over the years. The dead man's eyes frozen in fear, his ligaments, wires, and intestines strewn about the floor. None of that made any impact on McCrane anymore. "I've lived too long," he thought. "And cops who don't die quick usually find themselves playing from the other side eventually. This case is as clear as a used napkin at Deputy Zhao's," he murmured, to Junior Inspector Malowski. "Cyberpsycho came through the window. Victim let him inside. Must have known each other. Prints are all over the glass." Holy shit. Malowski shook his head in disbelief. "How the fuck I get all the way up to the 11th floor? See those grooves in the windowsill? Climbing spikes. Implants kids use these days getting installed to pull stupid rooftop stunts. Get cheap thrills." Malowski made his way to the window to examine the evidence his superior had so effortlessly pieced together. The veteran detective lit a cigarette and stared back into the corpse's lifeless eyes. Although McCrane had never seen this man before, he felt as though he'd known him a long time. And still, he felt nothing for him. No pity, no compassion. This was only a body now, no longer a person. Suddenly, Malowski's unsteady voice woke McCrane from his thoughts. Boss? These prints on the outside of the window? They belong to you." McCrane let out a quick, punctuating chuckle. "Never took you much for a jokester, Malowski," the detective said with an amused smirk as he rolled up his sleeves to expose his wrists. "And I wonder, just how would I get there without any climber's claws, But before the junior inspector could respond, McCrane felt a uneasiness shoot up his spine. This room, this man, the smell of his blood. He felt compelled to walk over to the savage victim and reach inside his pocket. A photo, his own face staring back at him. Malowski slowly drew his pistol. "I believed in you," the shaken protege uttered with a pain in his voice. "All this time I idolized a murderer. I don't understand," muttered McCrane, scarcely loud enough to hear his own voice. Something else began to drown out his voice, even his thoughts, a strange, primal force. "For the first time in my life, I don't understand." And then, crack, a gunshot. Crowman's mask glinted in the light of the setting sun, like a beacon in the dark of this rotten city. Lucille's heartbeat began to quicken. Her legs trembled beneath her. Hot blood pumped through her veins in a way she didn't know it could. He looked at her, his strong, masculine figure towering over the bloody corporate corpse, which at just a moment ago had violently tried to defile Lucille's virtue.
What's the matter with me?
Her mind raced.
Why him? Why me?
Hundreds of questions burned inside of her brain. But when she finally parted her lips to speak, only one question emerged.
Who are you? Really?
Crowman took Lucille into his cold, metal hands. She flinched at the touch. "You know I can't tell you that. They'll find you. They'll rip my secret out of you any way they can. And then kill you."
I don't care about any of that. I love you. I love you.
She couldn't feel his face, his real one, concealed under that veil of chrome. But she could have sworn she heard a note of emotion in his deep voice. "You love a dream. You don't know who hides under this mask."
I don't care what you look like.
"What if I'm disfigured?
I'll pay for the operation.
And if I'm an android? And if..." Then suddenly, in one swift motion, Crowman removed the mask to reveal the face of Ademita de la Veli.
If I'm a woman?
Lucille stood there dumbstruck. A tempest of emotions swirled in a frenzy throughout her being. But after a moment passed, the storm calmed and she smiled warmly, taking her savior's face into her hands. The proverbial clouds of her tumultuous mind had began to part. Lucille was beginning to see clearly at last.
How many times does a woman need to say she loves you?
Lucille smirked and whispered softly.
Before you believe her.
Come on, crash our party, drink our booze, and now you want to insult the host? This I don't like.